So you rolled a warrior. What do you do? Now, your choice isn't as bad as the archer, but it's still pretty bad. Warrior is a few steps above the archer. Um, they have a higher survivability due to inherent abilities. They also have an extra uh, item slot with an extra infusion slot, which in turn gives them 4 to 6 more gem slots. So that is obviously going to be better than what you have with the archer. You also have types of damage mitigation. If you look in the warrior tree, um, the first thing you'll notice is that it is really thin as compared to either the archer tree or the mage tree. It has the least amount of abilities, so it suffers a lot from what the archer has, meaning that if you go warrior, you're going to have a shit ton of ability points and nothing really to use them on. Um, there are some good things to use them, but more than likely you're just going to be putting points into shit that you just really don't need. So as the warrior, you're going to look at your damage mitigation first. So rotating shields, it's a given. Max it out. Stone skin, given. Max it out. Um, redemption can be useful, but as a warrior, you might as well max it out because you're going to have all these extra points. So going into your basics, bash, you're going to max out because it is going to be synergized with most things, as is sweep. I mean, most bottom tier attacks are going to synergize with almost everything. Now, your travel ability or your escape ability, whatever you want to call it, is going to be charge. Charge actually is very useful. It does a lot of damage and it auto paths, so you will want to max this out. Then comes the choice of doing either double attack as your main attack, whirlwind, or maul. Now, double attack is a single attack. Whirlwind is an instant AoE attack. And maul is a shotgun attack. As a warrior, your best choice is probably going to be whirlwind. Now, also with the warrior, you're going to want to probably get 3 DSs and go with all crit. So your whirlwind will be doing crits every time it hits. The reason you're not going double attack with a warrior is because you're not benefiting from other trees. So if you're doing double attack, you would choose warrior archer, and then you could benefit from frenzy. You could benefit from empower weapon. You could benefit from corpse explosion. But all those things without those, double attack isn't quite as powerful as, say, whirlwind. So probably going to want to go whirlwind. If you want to go the maul route, you can. The only problem with maul is that it doesn't have a good item that can increase maul. So yes, you do have guillotine that does increase maul, but you only really need one guillotine. And the thing also with claymore, which is the weapon that increases whirlwind, it increases your movement speed. So claymore is going to double as a increase in DPS and also as your speed weapon. So that is something that you definitely want to do. So you got your infusion. So obviously you're going to want to infuse 3DSs. So uh, you can put them in any piece of armor. I would recommend putting them into your rings and choose between your helm, your shield, or your armor. The reason you don't want to do an amulet is because you will have mana problems, just like the archer. You have no way to mitigate mana. You have no way to make your mana pool go up unless you have put intelligence into something. So you will need to use a bone necklace, and a bone necklace isn't bad. It'll give you +1 to ability. So I mean that's okay. So you probably want to put a bone necklace, infuse it into like say Seal of War, and you get that extra health from it. You get the extra resist because Warrior again suffers the same handicap as the Archer, being that it has a big problem against magic based damage. It can be dropped very, very quickly by just a little bit of magic. So you have to worry about going head on into magic users. Now, rotating shields does offer you some protection from projectile, like the mages and stuff like that. But say like flame aura or the kamikazes, the guys that blow up, uh, that can be pretty tricky because they can drain your health or they can burst your health like really, really quickly. If you want to forego the mana with Bone Necklace, you can not use Bone Necklace and use Redemption and just use Redemption to refill your mana. But you start to get in a tricky spot when it comes to fighting bosses because your mana is not going to be refilling and you'll have to wait for your mana to refill or either have some type of high mana steal with Draculus or something like that. So there are a few options with Warrior that make it really, I mean, a good bit better than Archer. I'm not saying that it is a lot better. It is a good bit better, but it is still on the shitty side of a class choice. So common infusions again are going to be you're going to put whirlwind. I'll say whirlwind. You're going to put claymore into stuff. You could choose a bone necklace. You don't have to use any other speed item if you're using claymore. Another thing that you'd probably want to do is double up on Leos. And again, Leo also takes away your mana, so be aware of that if you're stacking up like 3 Leos or something like that. So put in your DSs, put in your Leos on your Helm of Command or whatever. There are other seasonal items out there that can really help the warrior. I forget. I think it's the Golden Crown, I believe, is the helm that is just really, really incredible. And you can put that onto everything instead of Leo's. Weapon choice is, of course, always going to be Warden Hack into Queen of Blades. There is nothing that is better that gives you absolutely, the most amount of DPS than the Warden Hack and the Queen of Blades. So go ahead and go with that, and that's going to be able to cut down enemies fairly quickly when you get your whirlwind pretty high. And with putting in the 3DSs with the crit, you'll be able to later on. It's going to be hard at first because you're going to be dying a lot because again you have no magic damage reduction. But as you get later on, as you progress, you will have so much more survivability than Archer. Archer never gains survivability. They always suck throughout the game. But as a warrior, as you become more powerful, you're able to take down things more quickly and you gain a bit more survivability. Also, their armor, such as Leo's or anything like that, always has a good amount of health on health or vitality on the pieces, so you get that passive damage reduction, so to speak, with a bigger health pool. So Warrior is an okay choice. It's not great, as I said. It sucks, but it is a better choice. And the infusions are pretty straightforward. The abilities are pretty straightforward. You'll have a bunch of ability points to play with, so you don't have to worry about that. I would suggest not doing this the route of Warrior, but that is just up to you. If you choose it, good luck.